All right, Mr. Pierre, hello. It's
Liv.
been a while since I've seen you.
Yes, how are you? Good to see you again.
I'm doing great. It's great to see you because when I first met you, you were telling us about this musical. I don't think there had been a performance yet in the States. And now I've gotten to see and hear the music. I wanted to ask you, how much has it changed since it's come into the United States from when it started in France? Has the musical evolved at all?
So, in one way, it hasn't changed much because all the dialogues are historic dialogues, like the actual dialogues that were recorded in like the like direct historic sources, like interviews by the priest, by like the police, letters between Bernadette and the parents. So it's very, very faithful to the original. At the same time, we've worked 15 months at completely reworking the English version in order to really take the show to the next level. A lot of it is adapting a show designed for a French audience to a show designed for a US and English-speaking audience. You know, like the codes are not the same, the way you bring the plot and the story are not the same. The songs is a lot of work to, you can't just translate a song, you have to adapt it and so to rewrite it, and you have like competing artists in some way between the original writers and the adapters. So all that work was quite significant. We got amazing feedback from an American, I would say, a very educated audience, and led by Kelsey. Of course, Kelsey Grammer gave us a lot of feedback, and so we worked at integrating that into the show. So I would say very faithful to the original. That was itself very faithful to the actual, like the historic reality of the story of Bernadette, but much, much, much improved, more lively, easier to follow, more touching.
As an American audience that you're playing to now, what is the biggest difference between an American audience member and a French audience member? What is the biggest difference between the two?
I would say a French audience likes to wander, to kind of figure out unsaid things. An American audience likes to be taken by the hand through the story. I think it would be the most important difference. Like, you know, think about a French movie where you see a man smoking a cigarette, and then there's a woman looking through a window, and like the French are like, wow, it's an amazing plot, and Americans are like, what is it about? So that's like a bit extreme comparison, but that's the idea.
That makes sense because we love Hallmark and we love watching movies that have the same plot over and over again. So I could see where Bernadette would have to help the audience along. In the musical, you see Bernadette come to understand that she has been chosen. There's a beautiful song, you know, Why Me? I wanted to ask you, have you thought about that song considering yourself, about being chosen to help with this production? Do you feel like, why me? How did I get chosen for this?
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I made a priest cry with that song, Why Me? Because the priest was like, this is my life, why me? Every morning I wake up and I wonder, why me? Why am I a priest? In a very positive way. He lives his sacerdoce in a very positive way, and he's very, very thankful, and he always wonders, why me? And so, yes, of course, yes. Many times, like for me, going into this production was like quite an adventure. I have no theater background. I've never really been in that business. It was a first on every front, and I do not count the mornings I woke up and thought, why me? And I sang, like laughing at myself, why me? And like raising my eyes and being like, why me? all the time. Or what am I doing here? So that were the two things. I was crying out loud, laughing, and yes, and I still wonder.
No, that would make complete sense because this is a big story to tell. It's quite an undertaking to tell a story of a saint. getting to know Bernadette, what do you love about her now that you've gotten to know her in her story? Do you love the little girl Bernadette, the teenager Bernadette, the saint Bernadette? Who have you gotten to fall in love with that you didn't really understand and know before?
So I guess you have two aspects of her character that are extremely strong. The first one is that she's extremely smart. Like, for instance, why me? The actual answer of Bernadette is not really in the show. You can't have everything in the show. But we have her on record saying, well, I'm not an idiot. I know why she chose me. I am the least interesting person in that town, the poorest, the least educated, and she chose me for that. So she's very, very smart about understanding what's going on, basically. And then you could imagine, so that should be like a very self-confident and almost very analytical, almost scientific individual. But at the same time, her humility to accept, for instance, that she has no idea what this white thing is and that she would never pretend to claim that's the Virgin Mary. She never said it. She always said, well, I don't know, it looks like a lady, and like the lady told me this and that. And I asked the lady her name, and she smiled at me. You know, until the moment the Virgin Mary says, I am the Immaculate Conception, Bernadette always says, I don't know who she is. And even when the lady says, I am the Immaculate Conception, Bernadette comes back and says, the lady said that, and she doesn't know what it means.
Oh, wow.
And so you see this humility of acknowledging that you don't know. The only thing you know is what you saw, what you heard. And at the same time, this very, very strong intellect of being able to figure out and understand situations is really fascinating.
Wow, she sounds, I don't feel like I know her well enough yet. I'm really excited to see the full musical. I've gotten to see just bits and parts of it, which I've fallen in love with the music and with her story, but I'm excited to go along with the journey because I feel like everyone who has seen this has been moved and changed after seeing Bernadette the Musical. How have you evolved in your faith after being a part of this production?
So first, my perception of Bernadette is really what changed the most. Lourdes has been part of my childhood, growing up in a Catholic family in France. My dad is a member of the Order of Malta, so I went to Lourdes as a child with taking care of older or sick people. And I was very much touched by the grace of the place, the spirituality of the place, the very close the proximity with the Virgin Mary. But the Bernadette thing was always the thing I was not really interested about. She lived in a former prison. She was from the poorest family in town, didn't go to school, couldn't write. She had a very poor health. The pictures of hell didn't portray a very happy little girl. And as a child, I was scared by that story. I was really not interested. And then here is this musical that is not like an invention. Every single dialogue in the musical is historic. And it portrays an incredibly smart, witty, enjoyable, loving child, 14 years old, and she has arguments with her mom, and she has a complicated relationship, love relationship with her dad. And I see my own 14 years old in her, and I realize there is so much to discover in a saint. And it's so easy to make a saint. Like Serge, the director of the play, loves to say, it's not about the saint, it's about the little girl. And it's so true. It is a little girl, and you have to rediscover her. And then it's really like a door that opens up for you. It's a path for conversion. You realize all what you can learn from this little girl who is very human. And I never, realized there was so much to learn from Bernadette. And then from the production experience itself, why me? And how is this going to work? That's in your hands. Mm-hmm. I'll do my best, but I'm not too sure where it's going. And now, here we are. We announced the opening night last night, and it's going to happen in Chicago on February 19th. So, it's quite an experience to see that some things that was not meant to be successful actually is coming together, and I think Providence is really the engine behind that.
Absolutely. No, it definitely is. It has God's hand all over it, because when I met you a few months ago, this wasn't even a conversation about opening in Chicago, so it's come such a long, far way. I have to ask, when an audience member comes and let's say they're not Catholic, let's say they're not Christian, is there something for them to take out of this musical? Is there something that they can take home that'll strike their heart, even if they're not a person of faith?
Oh yes, of course. It's like, I would almost want to say, what makes this musical beautiful, what makes the story of Bernadette beautiful, what makes Bernadette a beautiful character, all these things have nothing to do with faith. Mm. It is a beautiful story. And the same way rediscovering Bernadette as a character, her story, was like opening a door for me, something that, I grew my faith through that discovery. I think for anyone, the story of Bernadette opens a door. So most of the creative minds around the show are actually not Catholics.
Really?
So the lyricist who wrote the songs that made you cry maybe last night,
yes,
he's not Catholic.
Wow.
And he's not religious.
Wow.
And you see all this power, all these beautiful things that actually come from talents that are not religious coming together. I think it's opening a path for conversion for anyone. Yeah. And most importantly, I think people can feel, touch, without any kind of visible change in their relationship with the faith. But you can still plant a seed, have a positive impact, move, touch people, irrespective of where they stand in their spiritual life. And I think it's very, very beautiful.
I love that. Well, I am so excited. I'm so proud of you. Mm-hmm. I think the work that you've done is amazing, and to see how far this has come. And here you are, you're going to be touring in the United States, and everyone is going to know about Bernadette and her amazing story. So thank you for your yes. Thank you for doing this, and congratulations. I'm really excited for you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Liv.
Pierre.
Thanks.